Hi, my name is Sandy Slade, President and founder of Skillastics, the #1 large group physical activity resource. Last year around this time, you received 3 valuable Skillastics resources to use in your summer programming. Fitness Scholastics with the Scholastics nutritional cards, and also half-pint Scholastics for the children ages 3 through 6. Now, the feedback we've received from those of you that have implemented the Scholastics program has been extremely positive, and we are thrilled that your staff and children are enjoying Scholastics. Now, I've created this PowerPoint for you for 2 reasons. First, to provide you a review of the Scholastics technique with you and share the 5 easy E's of implementation so that you will get the most out of your Scholastics activity kits. And second, I want to share with you our other resources that you might want to introduce into your after-school or summer program in the near future. So, let's get started. The 5 easy E's. These are an easy way to remember how to introduce and implement Scholastics. So the first of the E's is establish, introducing fitness Scholastics. Now, overall, we have found this is the best way to introduce Scholastics to your kids. You take out the big fitness Scholastics mat and you show it to your kids and they look at it and they're like, oh, that's kind of cool. What is that? What is it? And then you take it and you fold it up and you put it away. And they're going to be like, wait a minute, what are you doing? And the thing is, you say, this is really an exciting activity, but first we've got to learn how to do all the activities on this mat before we play. So you're explaining to them the importance of learning the activities first. Create an excitement, anticipation, and it works every time because the kids want to learn the activities because they want to play this cool looking mat. Number 2 is educate. You've got to familiarize your children with the 26 activities on the mat. The worst thing that you can do is just lay out Scholastics and say, okay, start playing. The children do not know the activities on the mat, so you have to teach them. And it comes with a DVD that has children demonstrating each of the activities that you can use as a reference, or if you want, you can show the kids and they can follow along, or you also have the task cards. These are task card activities that you can use in a variety of different ways for the children to learn how to do the activities and learn them. And we also have a custom access to the Scholastics resource page. We're going to include this in the email that is being sent to you with this particular video. 3, execute. Let the children experience Scholastics once they are familiar with all the activities on the mat. And what you do, if you look on the bottom, is you lay out the largest mat in the middle of a playing area and you put a dice and a beanbag on the same colored silhouette on the mat. That is the start point for each team. So the red hat is going to be on the dice and beanbag is going to be on the red silhouette. The blue, orange, purple, yellow, green. Everyone will have a dice and a beanbag of the same color. You take the miniature mats and you put them away from the big mat, as far away as you possibly can. You divide the group of children into 6 teams and assign each team a color, and they will go to each of those miniature mats in their team area. Before you even start, you're going to say, today group, we are going to do the blue repetitions. Every activity on the mat has 3 different colored numbers on the bottom. They represent beginning, intermediate, or advanced. So you will say, today group, we're going to be doing the blue repetitions so that they know that's how many repetitions they do of an activity. So the way it starts is you just say go or turn on some music, and the first child from each team comes running to the color that they were assigned. They roll their dice, and whatever they roll, they move their beanbag the amount that they rolled. They land on the activity, and on the top of the activity, there's a number. They may not remember the activity, but they remember the number, run back to their group and say, guys, we've got to do number 18, and everybody in the group does 18. How many do they do? the beginning amount of repetitions, which is blue. They do that 5 times, and then when they're done, the next child in the same group runs back to the same color of the dice and bean bags and repeats the process. So you have each team doing this independently, but everybody moving, everybody active at one time. Number 4, the options. First off, the nutrition cards. How do you integrate the nutrition cards? Each team gets their own set of nutrition cards, and they put them in piles on top of the Fitness Scholastics mini mat in each of their team areas. So the orange team will receive, of course, the orange cards, and they will be on, you lay them in the 7 different categories. 5 of the categories in my plate, and then also that include oils and discretionary calories. So we're talking proteins, vegetables, grains, fruits, dairy, and then oils and discretionary calories. So the way that you do this is, again, one child runs to the middle, rolls their dice, whatever they land on, they run back to the group, point it out on the miniature mat, and everybody does that activity. When they're done, the child that rolled the dice is the teacher for that moment. They look at the color border around the activity that they just completed on the miniature mat. If it's green, they look in the left-hand corner of their cards and see what color matches that triangle. Whatever color the border color matches, they pick that card and read that question to the group. And the team answers it. The answer is on the bottom, and then the teacher for that moment will let them know if they are right or wrong. When they're done, they take that card and put it underneath that pile, and then the next child from the same group repeats the process. Again, every team is doing this independently, and they all have their own nutritional cards. Also, you can make it competitive. A good way to make it competitive is the first team that goes completely around the mat, jumping over their start spot and finishing the first activity past their start spot wins. So if we're the green team and we go all the way around and we stop here and then we roll again and we roll a 2, we land here, we have to finish that activity, and when we finish it, we win. Okay? So that's one way you can do it. And there's many, many other ways of making it competitive. You also can use the mini mats. If you don't have time or space to use the big mats, just lay a miniature mat in an area, put a dice and the beanbag on that miniature mat, have children stand around that mat and let them take turns rolling the dice, and whatever they land on, everybody has to do that activity. It's very easy to do, and especially when you're limited in space. Finally, step 5, evaluate, making sure staff is implementing Scholastics properly. We've included also in this email evaluation sheet that will make it very easy for you to evaluate your staff to make sure they're implementing Scholastics properly. Now, I'm very excited to introduce our additional Scholastics resources. 70% of our customers are repeat customers. They find the Scholastics is easy to implement, and once the children understand the Scholastics technique, it's easy to introduce the other variations. So, let's get started with the new resources. First, STEM Scholastics. STEM Scholastics integrates physical activity with STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math questions. It's a perfect balance of physical activity and learning. Now, the questions are targeted for 3rd through 6th grade, but we also have the option of a custom card download that you can share with classroom teachers. So what you do is you ask a classroom teacher to type questions from topics that the children are currently working on. You take these questions and then laminate these, cut them to look just like the cards, and include them with STEM Scholastics. The children will be active while simultaneously reinforcing educational components that are coming directly from the classroom. This is extremely popular in our after-school programs because one of the challenges is trying to connect with what's happening with classroom teachers, and this is a perfect way to do it. STEM Scholastic questions are used exactly like the Scholastics nutrition cards, based upon the border color. A child rolls the dice on the big mat, goes back to his or her team, and shares that activity. Everyone does that activity together, and then the child that rolled the dice is the teacher for the moment and looks at the color border of the activity everyone just completed. He or she matches the border color to the one of the 4 STEM question cards and reads that question to the group, and then repeats the process. Next, SpeedStack Scholastics. We joined forces last year with SpeedStacks to create SpeedStack Scholastics, allowing children to develop their cup stacking skills while increasing their physical activity. If your fitness club is using SpeedStacks, then you will absolutely love SpeedStack Scholastics, and you'll be excited to add it to your collection. Next, sports skill development activity kits. Most of the time, children would rather just play a sport instead of working on the basic fundamentals of that particular sport. Now, Scholastics makes it fun to practice the basic fundamentals and improve their skills. Presently, we have 4 different versions. We have basketball Scholastics, we have soccer Scholastics, we have volleyball Scholastics, and we have tennis Scholastics. Now, this is a great way to introduce these sports to kids that are just starting to learn these sports, because it's non-competitive, non-threatening, and the children really enjoy working on the basic fundamentals in the Scholastics technique. These are very popular in after-school programs. If your students are ready for a challenge, then Fitness Extreme Scholastics is what they need. The levels of repetition are higher, and this activity kit are usually used by children in 5th to 12th grade. Next is Character is Cool Scholastics. Character development is so important. Educating children on the importance of character traits like teamwork, sportsmanship, honesty, compassion, and respect are building blocks to becoming healthy and productive adults. Character is Cool Scholastics includes 26 leadership and teamwork activities. Each activity is associated with a character trait. The DVD and manual includes talking points on how to relate the activity to everyday life situations. For instance, you can see Wave Sync as one of the activities on the Character is Cool Scholastics activity kit, and it's associated with responsibility. So, how do you do this activity? If the children land on this, they get in a circle and they try to do a wave, taking turns like at a baseball game, throwing their hands up like a wave. And one time around is 1 repetition. If they go around 3 times, then they've completed the blue activity. How is it associated with responsibility? Every child is responsible to do their part to wave their hands in order to make this successful. If they don't do that, they are not contributing to the team to get this activity done correctly. So it's specifically important that you talk about that everybody has an important role to play in each of these activities and how it extends to life. Whether you're working with a team, if you're doing a project in school or a project when you get to be adult and in work, you have to work with people in order to help something be successful. So that is how we're integrating activities with character traits. Activity scarf activities. It is amazing what kind of workout you can get by manipulating a scarf in a variety of ways. Children of all ages love the creativity and challenge of being physically active with an activity scarf. Our after-school physical activity lesson plan guide, which I'll be talking to you about shortly, will contain numerous ways to actively engage a group of children with activity scarves. Finally, our after-school summer physical activity lesson plan guide is a step-by-step manual that ties everything together. This guide is designed around 10 of our Scholastics activity kits and includes 26 50-minute lessons with every day containing multiple activities. Why 26 days? Well, each day starts out with one of our character school activities and highlights a character trait of the day. Then each day consists of several lessons that equal 50 minutes of quality, moderate to vigorous physical activities that are aligned with the HEPA Healthy Eating Physical Activity 2.0 after school standards, and they're presented in the following format. It shows the title of the activity, how long the activity will take to execute, the grade level the activity is appropriate for, the overview of the activity, the equipment you will need for the activity. It will show you the setup with illustrations, and then go into how to teach and play the activity. It will also talk about challenges you may encounter, and then also quick reference cues. That is included with each activity. An added bonus is the lesson plan guide. Also includes an early childhood section that includes multiple SCARF activities for little ones and Half Pint Scholastics activities. So multiple ways of using Half Pint Scholastics and also doing SCARF activities with 3 to 6-year-olds. Now you can use this lesson plan guide in a variety of ways. First, you can use it for 26 consecutive days. I mean, we understand there are other physical activity resources you share with your kids throughout the year. Therefore, you may want to spend 5.5 consecutive weeks on Scholastics by following the manual exactly. It is absolutely great for summer programs because you have a shorter time to work with the children. I mean, your physical activity lessons are completely laid out for you in your summer programs with this lesson plan guide. You can also use it as it is dispersed throughout the year. I mean, if you already have a physical activity curriculum set up for the year, the Scholastics Physical Activity Lesson Plan will enhance your curriculum. I mean, for example, there might be a time set in the year that you want to introduce the sport of basketball to your kids. Refer to this activity guide for additional basketball lessons, including basketball scholastics. And then finally, you can mix and match. There might be moments when you need a quick, instant activity. Refer to this manual often to find an activity that fits perfectly in what you're trying to accomplish. Now, finally, if you see something that you like and would like to learn more, please contact our National Accounts Manager, Jess Wadley. She will take the time to learn about your program and help you find the Scholastics resources that best fit your needs. She will also create a custom quote for you based upon the Lifetime Fitness special pricing. I want to end with this. Our Scholastics physical activity program fits any budget. Whether you add one additional Scholastics activity kit to your collection that you already have, or decide to invest in the full Scholastics physical activity kit package program, Jess will help you determine what best fits your needs and your budget. I want to thank you for your time and your passion for planting that positive seed of physical activity into your kids and creating a habit of lifelong fitness for all of them. Thanks, and have a wonderful day.